Hello, welcome to this Dhamma talk. Thank you for tuning in. We trust that your interest and dedication to the Dhamma will reach fulfillment and always be a blessing to you. Today's Dhamma talk is the third in a series of three, which were entitled Anicca, or constant change, Dukkha, suffering or impermanence. This one is entitled Anatta, which is defined as not self or ownerless. This teaching is often considered one of the most difficult, the most extreme of Buddhist teachings, the one most difficult to comprehend. Even a willingness to try and comprehend it is quite rare. The five senses, everything we experience through bodily experiences and our contact with the world, tell us that in fact we are. This body is mine. It's now listening to a Dhamma talk, etc. And the thoughts that we have, if we're not experiencing the world through the five senses, perhaps we're just thinking about things, or we're reminiscing, or we're creating mental formations about something in the future, tomorrow, or something in the distant future, that these thoughts belong to me. They're my thoughts. I'm the creator. I'm the author of these thoughts, and they constitute who I am. These characteristics constitute my personality, that I am a person, that I have an identity. I can tell you the day and date and time and place of my birth. I have parents, siblings, on and on and on. Every one of these should be evidence to anyone that in fact I exist. In the last talk, we talked about suffering, and it's the first noble truth, as I pointed out. And the second noble truth is that there's a cause. If something arises in this world or in consciousness, there's a cause for the fact that it arose. So the first noble truth, there is suffering, or life is suffering, and there's a cause. Now, this is really good news, because it means suffering is not just chaos theory. It can be explained. It can be understood. There is a cause. We can find the cause. And the cause originates with the belief. The origin of our suffering is the belief that I am a person. Now, the third noble truth is there's a way out of this. This is not true. It's fake news. It's a lie. We are the author of this lie. We were told the lie from the date of our birth, and we have repeated the lie to ourselves and others for a very long time. And it's so ingrained that the mind really resists any attempt to be overthrown, just as any person in a position of power does not like to surrender that power. But through our meditation practice, and in particular our mindfulness practice, we begin to catch these thoughts that arise and pass away incessantly by the thousands, all day, every day, that are attempts to reinforce the lie that I am a person. So the Buddha has something to say about this. He says, more or less, anatta means not self, that there's no owner to these thoughts. I sometimes think of a radio. Radio doesn't own whatever station you happen to be listening to. It just broadcasts whatever station you tune into. It doesn't create the music or the news or the sports events you're listening to. It just expresses them. Our thoughts are something like that. we don't need to, and we will suffer from believing that we are the creator of these thoughts. The reason we can't be the creator is there isn't a me to be a creator. We can say, therefore, this is not mine. This thought that has arisen, this experience, this situation, it's not mine. It's not that there isn't a situation. We could say a car accident or a birthday party, whatever the situation is, it's a real situation. There are experiences that we're having as a result of this, but they're not mine. They don't belong to a person. So in this way, we can begin to contemplate or reflect on this concept of anicca, that everything is in a constant state of flux. The second way of approaching this is this I am not, this thing that is happening. It's not only that it's not happening to me, it's that there isn't a me for it to happen to. This will help us reflect on this concept of suffering that was in the last Dhamma talk. And the third thing we can say to ourselves is, this is not myself. Now, what is the this that is referred to? Whatever is experiencing in the present moment. Whatever is being experienced in the present moment, including listening to this Dhamma talk, it does not constitute a self. There is hearing, there is consciousness of hearing, there is the capacity to have the memory of hearing. All of these phenomena also arise and pass away, and there's no place where we can find a person during this series of events. A direct quote from the Buddha regarding these three that I just mentioned is a quote, "It should not be, it should not occur to me." That means I should not accept it as being mine. And it will not be, it will not occur to me. This is a little archaic language, but this translates basically as this will not be mine. So I'm not going to accept it as mine. I'm not going to claim it as my identity. And the third sentence that the Buddha I'm quoting from says, "A monk set on this breaks the 5 lower fetters." So that means if we're constantly remembering through our practice of sati, which is developed by our daily practice of meditation, of denying ownership, we are just letting things arise and pass away as quickly as possible. We're not interfering. We're like a video camera. We don't have an opinion. We're not angry at ourselves. We're not feeling guilty or ashamed of ourselves because there is no self. There are just events arising and passing away in consciousness, and sati is watching this phenomena. So sati is just a moment of awareness that such and so event has arisen and is passing away, being replaced by a new moment and a new experience, even if the experience seems to be similar or the same as the last one. In a very short time, that experience, it may be for a few minutes or so, will pass away and a whole new series of thoughts, memories, emotions, likes and dislikes will arise because that is the law of anicca. If we identify with them, we're experiencing the law of suffering. If we don't identify with them, if we let them arise and pass away, then we're practicing this law of anatta, the law of non-self. Thank you as always. May you be blessed. Please feel free to contact us. We can have chats, we can have private conversations. I always welcome any suggestions for topics you might like to hear in the future. Thank you.